Hello, everyone. Welcome to Musical Ministries, a show where we give praise where praise is due, featuring the best in local talent from the Inland Empire and beyond. Blessings from your host, William Castro.
See, I don't do this for fame. I don't do it for money. Life made me get used to feeling bummy. I used to be suicidal like them crash test dummies. But the joy I feel now, you can't take that from me. I got a fortune stored up in New Jerusalem, telling all these youngsters that we got good news. For them to stop doing them things they do. I know a lot of elders wishing they could go back to the youth, wishing they could start over and not make the same mistakes they made. Now they gotta praise with AIDS. My cousin's wishing that he didn't kill those guys. Now he's in prison for life. Come on, bro, be wise and use that elder's advice. Unless he's encouraging you to get high. You know that there's consequences for everything we do. Gotta think carefully before we move. For every action, there's a reaction. There's side effects to all them worldly satisfactions. He drank a little, now he's an alcoholic. She smoked a little, now she can't live without chronic. Slept around, now she don't know who's the father of the babies. And the parents, they're disappointed with the baby. If they would have stayed working that late shift, they wouldn't be doing time for slanging the bricks. If they would fight with no heat, he'd still be alive and mama wouldn't have to cry herself to sleep. And the babies wouldn't grow up without a daddy. Believe me, it sucks growing up without a daddy. Told her not to smoke that white. Now she's up all night doing whatever it takes to fill the pipe. Her kids running around with no shoes on their feet. And you hear my spirit weep? But hey, it's gonna be okay. Look towards the sky. Don't be ashamed to pray. Let me see you smile. Sister, keep the faith. With Christ we'll someday escape. So when I die, don't cry for me. Just smile and remember that we gotta die to leave. And this here ain't the life for me. So keep praying and keep serving Christ for me. Man, I lost friends and relatives. Tomorrow ain't promised, but I ain't complaining. Man, we all have problems. Some turn to drugs and overdose inside their apartments. Though we physically well fed, our spirit is starving. I remember them long nights filled with depression, drinking, smoking, couldn't stand to see my reflection. Went to my uncle's room where he kept his gun for protection, but I didn't find it. Or right now I'll be burning with Satan. My mom couldn't control me. Felt like a bastard because daddy wasn't there for me, intoxicated. Family just opened their mouth to scold me. I hated church, hated life, 18 feeling lonely. Thought about what my uncle Gus and grandmama told me. I needed God. I was in agony, dying slowly. That's when I cried late one night, asking God to show me. All drunk, smiling like Kush, told him to hold me. He gave me hope. Now I give him glory. See, that song, I entitled it "Look Towards the Sky." It was pretty much me trying to cry out to my little brother because I have a younger brother that he's out there, and I try to express myself from a different angle to try to reach him, and it turns out it hasn't reached him yet, but it's been reaching others. And many people could relate to the message. I got a lot of messages in that one, and like I said, it hasn't reached my brother yet, but it's spoken to a few people, quite a few people. People usually tell me that song touched them, that it made them cry, and it makes me feel good. And I'm actually surprised because the people that are telling me these things are grown gangsters or older women, a lot of grandmothers, single mothers. They really enjoy the message, what I'm talking about. They tell me that, hey, you really spoke my life story, and I don't even know these people, but it just fills me with joy to know that they really paid attention. They really paid attention to the words in that song. Again, I'm being honest. I'm saying my story, talking about my family. Yeah. So yeah, they like it. They enjoy it. There's certain words that I'm saying. There's certain people that I'm talking about, and when they're in the crowd, I like tell my brain like, oh no, when you say this, they're gonna react like this, or they could get mad, or like I talk about people that I'm talking to a lady that does drugs, and there's people in the crowd that you know they're doing drugs. They got drugs on their T-shirts, you know. Like, when I see single moms carrying their kids don't have shoes on their feet. I just feel like, man, but I still gotta say it. I mean, I don't mean for them to take it personal, but it's very emotional. Very, I don't know. I just feel like I shouldn't say it, but I have to say it. It's the song. I'm being honest. I pour out my heart for the people. Yeah, my name is Albert. Everybody calls me Big Al. And I pretty much started writing lyrics when I was 9 years old. They were poems, but here I am writing 20 years later. So I got my buddies from church, my good friends. I got Nieto, and I got Lupac. We call him Lupac. He's the brains of every conversation. You know, and they help motivate me. They help encourage me. This guy right here never has anything negative to say, so I like keeping good company. So thank you guys for being here with me. I pretty much was born in the church world. My great-grandmother was a full dedicated follower of Christ, and I was born 4 generations later, and still I grew up in the church. I want to use the word fanatics in a fanatic home, but you know, I wanted to live my own life though. I wanted to go to school and be cool. I wanted to talk about other things besides like scripture and stuff. So I tried hanging out with different cliques at school. You had the rappers, you had the gangsters, you had the pretty much the outcasts, those who nobody hung out with. You had the gothics, and I pretty much was able to shake hands with all the groups. I don't know how. I could even shake hands with the sports jocks, which is funny. But I started smoking weed, drinking, trying to party. Then I just slowly started noticing that I was made for something better, something greater. Realized that I didn't have to, honestly, I'm gonna be honest, man. I was hungover and I felt like I was gonna die. I realized that that's not the life for me, just that hangover. Honest to God, that's when I started calling out to God and asking him, there has to be something better. And that's when I started getting advice from wise people in my family and people at church. I started opening up to their advice or words of wisdom, and now you have me. Now I'm really functioning at church. I go to VOSB, Victory Outreach, VO, and I've been dedicated and really taking ministry serious for going on 4 years. Some people tell me I should carry myself as a minister. They tell me that I am a minister because I'm out there ministering. I'm using the word and I'm pretty much reaching and preaching. So they tell me that I am a minister or to carry myself as a minister. But honest truth, ministers have a tough calling. It's tough. Those are big shoes to fill. A minister's shoes are big shoes to fill, and I still laugh at certain jokes I shouldn't laugh at, or I still feel like I will be a minister, but I don't call myself a minister.
We're all ministers technically because, you know, we're out there talking to these murderers. You know, people are talking to prostitutes, all these different types of people. They got different problems, you know, and the Bible says that we're all ministers. And I don't need a minister's license, even though that's the world's way of thinking, and everybody's got to have one, right? But my brother Robert, he's a minister. Big Al, he's a minister. I'm a minister. So, you know, that's what gives us authority. We got the spiritual authority to tell somebody about Jesus. And, you know, that's a difference, especially going into these neighborhoods where people are afraid to go to. We're going in neighborhoods that, man, you don't want to be there, seriously, but we're there because that's what we do. It's a lifestyle. This is my lifestyle. This is what I do every day. I'm trying to live it, you know, trying to apply it to my life. And I just want to look. I messed up right there a little bit.
Tell them what you always tell me, man. To carry myself as a
Yeah, I messed up. Yeah, but just carry your. What I'm always telling Albert is just carry yourself that way. You know what I mean? Because like I said, when I was with some of the pastors on Sunday, they just really narrowed it down for me. They just said, okay, you're called to do something like that? Whoa, you need to start carrying yourself that way. That's the way you have to be. Don't wait till you have the license or you're preaching on a pulpit to do it. Do it. You know what I'm saying? Right, Al?
Well, right now I'm real devoted and concentrated in our ministry, Victory Outreach, and they're sending me out to Chicago on a special mission to help out with the sound and at rallies, pretty much deliver those spoken words, hoping it could reach somebody or inspire somebody, envision someone, and hopefully working on a professional project. Hopefully click up with someone that could introduce me to the right people and do something for the Lord, something for the kingdom, something for the people, for the community. All I know is that I like hanging out with people that are pretty uplifting, pretty positive, and him too. Nieto got some story, man. One day you're gonna have to do just a little special just on him.
Tell us about
Yeah. He, from what I've heard and what I see, he's changed so much. People don't believe that he's a whole different person. They still think of him as a crazy thief and packing guns, and they still think that he's gonna rob everyone. But he's real trustworthy. I left him around valuable stuff, and he's a good guy, man.
Yeah, he's proof positive that God changes people. Because I seen him with machetes. He in prison. He's got two big old machetes. He's all buffed. They look like a tank. And I went to his. I need to say this because I gotta say this because I went to his old neighborhood. And oh man, okay, you know horror movies, right? Well, as soon as I got over the threshold of the parking, I could feel evil, darkness. It hit me. I could feel it. It was so evil.
I was a monster. I grew up in gangs. I grew up with just my mother and my brother. And as we were growing up, I was always mad at the world because I seen other kids with dads and how happy they were, and they had things, and we had the same clothes every year for school. I was just mad at the world, and but that's how I grew up. And so I started going to the streets, and I'm meeting other young kids down in the neighborhood, and I grew up with them. And I started robbing. I started taking things. I would see what they would do, and I would do the same thing. So I built up a name for myself, and then I met a girl, and then we ended up being together, and we had kids and stuff, and we grew up till 21. Then she took drugs and OD'd and died, and I left my kids. I went crazy, and that was my love, you know, because we met when we were like 14 years old, and then it was just a tragic scene. I ended up going to prison, and I just didn't like. If you were happy, I wanted to make you sad, and that was my life. Being part of the gang, that's all we did. We did a lot of chaos stuff. Took cars and people. You know how they leave their cars in the store on? They go pay for the gas. I was the one getting in their car, taking off, and you can see them come back with my car. And I'll be laughing like But I was just that was because I was so hurt. I didn't know how to make myself happy, and I would do stuff like that and make myself happy. And I had friends that even got scared of me as I was growing up. They would say, "I don't want to hang around with Neto because he's crazy. He just go to weird spots and do weird things." But that's the way I grew up, you know. And I'm a man of God now. Today I see a lot of things changed in my life, and a lot of people still tell me, "Hey, you look different today. You have a glow on you. I go, I got Jesus. That's why I got Jesus.
Hallelujah.
Jesus is the one that you know, I tell God to cleanse my mind, cleanse my heart from all the bad stuff, and to this day I wake up listening to TBN, you know, on Christian channels, because I know if I see any kind of TV that's not of God, it just brings me back to the old days, and I try to stay away from that. Because deep down inside, I want to be a nice person. Because I was a menace to society. The courts even kicked me out of San Bernardino. They said you had to get out of here.
They kicked them out of the city, like the judge.
So they go, because they were planning to take me to prison. And I go, well, Your Honor, can I at least say something? One chance? And she goes, yes. It was Miss Judge Riley, Miss Riley. And she goes, yes, Mr. Nieto, please stand. So I stand up. And I had my friends there. They were in jail too. And I looked at them. I go, because I wasn't the one to bow down to anything like that. I wanted to show toughness. But I bowed down. I said, Your Honor, I would like to change my life. And I want to move to Barstow to change my life. And I want to prove to the courts that I can do it. And I'm ready to change. I'm 40-something years old. And she looked at me and she goes, she took out her glasses. She goes, come here, young man. So I went up there and she goes, are you telling me the truth? And I go, yes, Your Honor. I want to change my life. I'm tired of doing time because I've been doing time since I was 18. I went to prison, you know. So when she seen that, she goes, you know, I never did this for nobody, but I feel that you're being honest to me. So I'm going to see if you're just calling my bluff or not to let you go. And she let me go. And I had to go to San Bernardino, to Barstow. And I changed my life there for 6 years. And then I barely came back. And then that's when I got shot up. Because I went back out to the streets. But now I'm a changed man. I had a hard life. So now I'm just trying to change my life and walk with the Lord. Amen.
Yeah, that's why I told you that, Will, because you know I felt the presence of God.
So I have pictures and
but
I show these guys.
When I went to this guy's old neighborhood, man, when you walk in the threshold, that's when you feel it. I never felt anything like that in my life.
Yeah.
Because serving God, William, I've seen stuff that'll make you yellow.
Pretty much, it's just motivation to stay doing the right thing.
Yeah.
And it reminds us of how much work we have to do. Yeah. And it's not getting any better. Yeah. It's not gonna get any better. But, now we got each other to at least encourage one another.
Encourage each other.
Even you're part of us now. So we gotta worry about each other. Yeah. It feels so good to be forgiven, man. Woo! And like we like to say, if God forgave me, He could forgive all y'all. Yeah. I know this the foul play, trying to ignore the issue so I don't get upset. God showed me that the devil got some plans and they're gonna come to pass. There's no controlling that. Messed up, let it go, why stress? Every single grown-up got a list of regrets. Learning to ignore the crazy voice in my head. Life gave me a chance, so I'ma do my best. Uncle Jimmy used to tell me to repent before I end up in a wreck. Honestly, I didn't think that I'd be this blessed. Feel stupendous to start out fresh. Yes, all jokes aside, I'm impressed in the church where everybody dressed to impress. Bomb smelling cologne on my neck. I'll be damned if I go back too smelly like cigarettes. Get your praise on, do your little dance. Shout out to the homies in the ranch. Remember when the people didn't wanna shake our hand? Suddenly, future looking brighter than Japan. Man, it's not all good, but it ain't all bad. Said bye to the world, man, I can't go back. I was about as filthy as a doormat. All that trash you rap, homie, we ignore that. Ignore that.
I know you like that. I know you feeling it. Forgive him, give him. Church boy killing it. I know you like that. I know you feeling it. Forgive him, give him. Church boy killing it. Church boy killing it.
Church boy killing it.
Church boy killing it.
Church boy killing it.
Church boy killing it. Church boy killing it. Yeah, we killing it. Church boy killing it.
See, the second song, it's one of the newest ones I've written, and it's called Church Boy Killing It. Now, you guys know that's it's an expression. Victory Outreach, what we do is we go out there and we pretty much preach in the hood, in the ghettos, in the inner cities of the world. That's where we go. There's a church in every like inner city, and I was rapping one of my verses in one of the crowds, and there was gangsters, OGs, everything, and one of the grown men, and you could tell he was a man of influence, and he's just like, hey, church boy killing it. So it just stuck with me, and I'm like, man, I'm gonna write a song about that. I'm gonna use that. Church boy killing it. He looked at his homies like, hey, church boy killing it. So yeah, and the first time I performed that song at a part at an outreach in Fontana, I saw this couple and they had like children. It was beautiful. The children went up to me and they were just like, church boy, killing it, church boy. It just meant a lot to me that the kids find it catchy, and you know, it was just beautiful. The parents were into it. Just to see the kids, it was nice. Honest truth, I listen to all types of music. And it's funny because people automatically assume that all I have on my playlist is rap. I mean, it's funny, but I actually enjoy listening to classic rock. I'll listen to a lot of Spanish music. I'll throw in some reggaeton. I'll listen to... I don't know, You Give Love a Bad Name, all kinds of little, like I said, classic rock. I listen to a lot of R&B. And then again, like the church has every genre too, so there's every kind of, if you like merengue, there's Christian merengue. If you like blues, etc., there's something that'll fit. So that's fit for the ears, for all ears, and I try to keep it positive, family friendly, anything that's not gonna really mess me up, make me wanna go get a bottle or, you know, just the radio stations that people assume I listen to, I don't. And the ones that they least expect me to listen to, those are the ones that I got programmed. It's funny. I enjoy how they could connect the words and deliver it more like a speech. And I feel like rap means rhythm and praise to your speech. So I feel like I give a certain rhythm to my speeches. That's all it is. And I just enjoy doing it, spoken words and poems. But if I could do it to a tone, that's what I do it to, and that's what I do. I don't know, but it just works.
Thank you for watching this episode of Musical Ministries. We will see you on our next episode.
The songs, like that first one, that acapella, that spoken word, that was real touchy. Every time I perform it, it comes out different. Cause there's certain people that fit the story that I'm telling, and sometimes like my inner voice says, "Hey, don't say it," or he's gonna shoot. There's people that be present that, you know, there's gangsters. We're Victory Outreach, bro. We reach the gangsters, the inner cities, the ghettos. We go do rallies in the ghettos. So every time I perform that song, I know what I say certain things, and I don't know why, but I have the courage. It's my poem. It's my story. But if people can relate, then hey, glory to God. That one's cool. I like it. It's my personal favorite. It's like my testimony. You could hear me crying without actually seeing or hearing the weeping. And the second one, that's a new project. I actually have some rappers on it, but we haven't gotten a chance to record it. But I'm just excited. And all the other songs, people are just gonna have to wait. That's it.